Greetings, mortals. Welcome to another session of the Infernal Court in musical hell. I'm Diva, your judge, jury, executioner, and whipped cream bikini champion. Remember Justin Guarini? Don't worry, I'll give you time to look him up. That's right. He was the runner-up in the first season of American Idol, which was won by Kelly Clarkson. And while Clarkson has turned her reality show success into a respectable music career, Guarini is mostly remembered for his oddly poofy hair. He's kind of an early Sanjaya in that respect. But for about 15 minutes in the early 2000s, Guarini stood alongside Clarkson at the top of the music scene. Knowing that it wouldn't last, Fox scrambled to cash in on the pair's success while it could. The result was our next offender, From Justin to Kelly. From Justin to Kelly is another installment in the celebrated genre of film vehicles for popular music stars, a proud and noble cinematic lineage that traces its roots back to the oeuvre of Elvis Aaron Presley.
Shitty pictures, man. Every single one.
Even by those standards, From Justin to Kelly is a notorious failure. It's currently 16th on IMDb's list of worst-ranked films, received a Razzie for Worst Musical of our first 25 years, and holds the record for fastest theater-to-DVD transfer. In fact, Fox was setting a date for the DVD release before the film even premiered. Even they didn't have faith in it. Does it live down to its reputation? Let's examine the case of From Justin to Kelly. We begin by establishing Justin and Kelly's existence in the film. Kelly is a waitress scraping by entertaining drunks in a nearly deserted bar. I think they picked the wrong part of the pair for this situation.
Kelly, you were on fire.
Thanks, Luke.
Look, why don't we go out and celebrate? Get some steaks, maybe a couple beers.
Luke, I appreciate that you come to every show and sometimes don't pass out till I'm off stage, but I'm just not interested in you romantically.
And the movie immediately hits us across the head with sin number one, the awkward dialogue. This is the sort of movie that relies on forced exposition to communicate what the actors are entirely unable to convey.
Dude, this year's spring break is gonna rock.
Yeah, man, I barely recovered from last year.
Yeah, neither of the 400 women who are running off at the mouth about you.
That Justin and Kelly aren't exactly Tracy and Hepburn should come as no surprise, but the lack of talent surrounding them is pretty dire. About the only person who demonstrates any sort of charisma is Anika Noni Rose, and even she can't do much with the crap she's been given.
Me? Adventurous? Heck yeah. I mean, hell yeah. I say hell all the time. Hell, hell, hell.
Rose plays Kelly's token black friend, who, with Kelly's token rich blonde friend, convince Kelly to drive them down to Miami for spring break. Despite establishing herself as the sort of person who thinks the sex and partying spring break thing is stupid and degrading, remember that because it's going to make the plot even more implausible if possible, she decides anything is better than hanging around being drooled over by cowboys, so she agrees. Already in Miami is Justin, who is involved in some sort of party, booze, sex ring thing, I guess. He also has two friends, Brandon the womanizing one and Eddie the sin number 2 one. It's not the character that bothers me so much, it's the mentality behind him. Eddie is a geeky character written in the way every geek character was written before geeks became trendy. He's awkward, obsessed with technology, has no social skills or humor, and dresses like his grandmother picks out his clothes. He primarily exists so that the movie can have cheap laughs at his expense. But Eddie isn't just a tired, broad stereotype. He demonstrates why writing tired, broad stereotypes in the place of characters doesn't work. He's supposed to be friends with Justin and Brandon, but why? They have nothing in common, they don't seem to be comfortable around each other, and they don't even appear to like each other very much. It's insulting having this character exist just so the other two characters have somebody to make fun of.
You show her you're hot for her, you'll end up like Cyberboy.
Don't worry, Eddie. It gets better. So Kelly and company arrive in Miami, so eager to hit the beach that they leave their luggage out in the open pickup truck bed where anybody can walk by and steal it. and they immediately join the other Bacchanalian revelers who are at this moment engaging in Sin Number 3, the first production number. Don't ask me the actual title of this or any of the other songs. I couldn't figure it out and frankly don't care. This song is overproduced, has vague lyrics which don't tie in much with the story or characters, and is about as interesting as watching the ninth circle freeze. But that's par for the course for the songs in this movie. Two things make it particularly idiotic. First, remember what I said about Kelly's character not being into the whole spring break thing? Good, because the movie doesn't. She jumps right in, musically flirting with the guys and behaving in what I guess is meant to be an alluring manner. Eventually, she meets Justin, and there's instantly a mild interest between them.
I've been watching you a while, and I really like your smile. I can see you got a lie.
Kelly continues to ignore her straight-laced girl persona by sexy dancing on Justin's crotch. Speaking of the dancing, that's the second issue. It involves a lot of towels and beach balls and is generally the worst choreography I've ever seen on film. And remember, I've seen this. This brief interlude of terpsichorean suck is meant to establish that Justin and Kelly have an undeniable attraction. Even though she's been established as the sort of girl who wouldn't moon over a guy, and he's been established as the sort of guy who would rather play the field than fixate on a single girl. But hey, the movie's not concerned with internal consistency, so why should we be? Suffice it to say that it's love at first hip grind for Justin and Kelly, who are now so distracted by thoughts of each other that they cannot appreciate the tap stylings of Savion Glover. So they wander around singing another bland pop song and looking for each other. But even though Justin's hair sticks out like Mitt Romney at a gay pride parade, they just can't get together, even when they're singing less than 3 feet apart from each other. Yes, it's going to be one of those movies.
Wow, dumber than advertised.
After an unusually stupid amount of near missing, the two finally meet when Justin hides from some eager young partygoers in the ladies' room. I'm pretty sure that's how William and Kate met, too.
Thanks.
So, Justin, do you spend a lot of time in the girls' room?
You know, I just need to make a quick escape.
Me too. It's total insanity out there. There's even one guy passing out whipped cream bikini contest flyers.
Before we get any further, let's discuss sin number 4. The lead characters have absolutely no chemistry. It's not just that Clarkson and Guarini can't act, although that's certainly a big part of it. More importantly, the characters they've been given have absolutely no appealing qualities, either as individuals or a pair. Kelly is shrill and whiny, and Justin insincere and self-absorbed. They spend half their time sniping at each other and the other half trading bad romantic dialogue.
Look, there's definitely something going on between us. You know what I mean?
There's no reason for us to want them to get together or to even want to be in their company for longer than we have to, and that alone would be enough to sink this movie. But there's plenty of other leaks in the hull, so let's continue. Kelly gives Justin her phone number, which of course he promptly loses, so he asks token blonde friend Alexa for it. Alexa, being beautiful and rich and therefore automatically evil by Hollywood standards, wants Justin for herself because, I don't know, maybe she's always fantasized about making out with a bath brush or something. So she gives Justin her number instead so that she can intercept his texts to Kelly and make him think she's not interested. So Justin accepts he's been brushed off with a quiet grace and goes on to enjoy the rest of his spring break. The end. What do you mean it's not over? It's got to be. No normal human being would pursue a relationship after... Okay, yes, obviously none of these characters exhibit normal human behavior, but they can't drag it out much longer. I mean, it's been going on for what, 2 hours now? 25 minutes? Oh, sweet Lucifer, what have I gotten myself into? Despite any encouragement or rational reason to do so, Justin and Kelly continue to pine over each other. Kelly's friends try to cheer her up by enrolling her in a whipped cream bikini contest.
Let's give
Or maybe a human sacrifice if her reaction is any indication. Anyway, she finds out Justin is the host of this sophisticated entertainment, giving her an excuse to swing back into indignant feminist mode.
You organized this. I can't believe you.
Come on, start believing.
So Kelly realizes Justin wasn't the man she thought he was, gets over him, and moves on. The end. Oh, come on, what excuse do they have to continue? Why on earth would these two characters possibly pursue a relationship with each other after a scene like that? Contractual obligation? You have a point. Justin finds Kelly and sells her the "that's not really who I am" line. It must work because the next thing we know she's climbing into a boat with him and partaking in sin number 5, the boring love duet. Of all the stupid, pointless musical interludes in this movie, this one probably takes the cake. It's just 3 minutes of them tooling around in this boat and singing. I mean, if you're going to do that, the least you could do is throw in some candles and dry ice for atmosphere. The lyrics, insofar as I can be bothered to listen to them, talk about this grand passion that's supposed to be between them, but they just look so bored. I'm not sure if that's a consequence of their bad acting or the badness of the movie in general. Occasionally they leave off singing generic lyrics at each other to say more generic dialogue.
So do you bring all your girls out here?
No, I mostly come out here to think.
What are you thinking about now?
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
And of course, despite spending the entire day together, Kelly never asks why she didn't receive a call from Justin, and Justin never asks why she turned him down at first. So yeah, let's add sin number 6 to the list, our good old friend, the idiot plot. Nothing that happens in this movie is possible unless every single character in it has the intellect of an amoeba. Hell, even an amoeba will move if you poke it enough, and I don't think we can expect that much from these people. But not even dragging out Justin and Kelly's tepid romance is enough to sustain this film to feature length, so let's take a moment to look at the subplots, which comprise sin number 7. They all add nothing to the movie, and they're all pretty stupid. The biggest subplot involves token black friend Kaya, who hooks up with busboy Carlos. They do the standard rich girl, poor boy thing, with Carlos taking Kaya to the club from In the Heights so she can let loose and have fun and all that.
Hey, come on, let's go.
We just got here.
Mami, come on, let's dance. It's fuera.
No, I don't know.
Eileen, look into my eyes. You'll be great. Trust me.
If I convince, you can dance.
But Kaya mouths off to Carlos's boss and promptly gets him fired, which makes him upset with her for about 30 seconds of screen time before he apologizes and treats her to an ultra-romantic evening.
You did this for me? This is incredible.
You deserve incredible.
Okay, I think we all know what's going on here. It's feeding girls those dumb adolescent fantasies about the guy who will do anything and put up with everything to be with you. Not because of any strength of character on his part, but because you're just so damn special and you deserve it. I'm not sure if this sort of thing is more damaging to men or to women. It's an equal opportunity offender. Eddie keeps trying to hook up with a girl he met online because this was back in the days when only geeks did that, and keeps missing her because he's doomed to be the movie's butt monkey. And Brandon? Well, he mostly flirts with everything that has a vagina. He also has this running gag where a hot police officer keeps giving him tickets.
Has anyone ever told you you have beautiful eyes, Officer Cutler?
Ugh. If I wanted to hear that kind of line all day, I would have kept that job in the circle of lust. Meanwhile, Alexa tries to keep Justin and Kelly apart, probably because she's the only person with enough sense to see there's no there there.
You don't have anything in common.
She continues to intercept Justin's messages and uses them as a means of throwing herself at him, indulging in a villain song along the way.
I'm gonna wish upon a star. Don't you think I'm going to fly? Need a little trouble to get me by. Let's start with you and I.
Well, was pointless. And so Kelly is left waiting all night in vain for Justin, because that's exactly what the strong-minded woman she's supposed to be playing would do, before deciding he's not worth the trouble and moving on. The end. Yeah, I didn't think so. It was worth a shot. Actually, Kelly responds by dressing up as Cindy Lou Who's streetwalker cousin and engaging in a completely random song of her own.
Change your mind, change the sheet and me. You're doing things that I don't like. And still, it ain't right. Well, it must be the madness.
And we've gone over it a bit already, but it's getting to the point where I have to cite it as sin number 8. This movie doesn't seem to know who Kelly is exactly. One minute she's complaining about how sexist and demeaning the whole spring break experience is.
Wow, the kings of getting drunk and objectifying women? Where can I sign up?
And the next she's acting like her sole aim is to land a guy before the week is out.
So one guy doesn't call. I gotta keep putting myself out there.
Now, just because your leading lady has the on-screen personality of cardboard, that's no excuse for randomly altering what little character you've given her to play just for the convenience of what little plot you have. Speaking of plot conveniences, the next step in Alexa's scheme is to summon the cowboy who was flirting with Kelly in the opening scene out to Miami so she can claim he's Kelly's boyfriend. Justin reacts with what little machismo he can summon, and as a result the two engage in a hovercraft dogfight for Kelly's hand. Do I even need to say anything here? Didn't think so. Moving on. Even after hearing that Alexa is responsible for Cowboy showing up, Kelly still has a hard time realizing what's going on. Instead, she sees Alexa putting the moves on Justin, assumes he's been stringing her along, and gets so mad that they end up yelling cliches at each other.
Kelly, wait, come on! Where are you going? We need to talk.
I have nothing to say to you.
Why are you being like this?
What am I supposed to be like after what you've done?
After what I've done, I haven't done anything.
Justin accuses Kelly of playing games with him, and not even being confronted with the knowledge that she's supposedly been texting him all week is enough to get her to figure out something is amiss. She doesn't clue in until Alexa literally dumps her phone in Kelly's lap.
What'd you do? Nothing.
How could you do this to me?
Because I'm a villain. It's pure and simple.
Alexa confesses that she's jealous of Kelly because all the guys like her for the super special person that she truly is, and she just wanted a bit of that for herself. Yeah, what guy wouldn't be attracted to this humorless, prickly, shrill-voiced princess? This is an example of sin number 9, a practice which TV Tropes refers to as character shilling. That's where the writers spend a lot of dialogue explaining to you how wonderful a character is in spite of all of the evidence to the contrary. Both leads get this shameless promotion, but the majority of it falls on Kelly.
This one's special, man.
You date a billion different guys. You dance on tables. That's who you are. Just like Kelly's nice.
Kel, it's easy for you. I mean, you get people to see who you really are, and I've always been jealous.
This is probably the clumsiest of all clumsy writing techniques. If your character is genuinely nice or fun or charming, you don't need to tell us they are. We'll be able to see it for ourselves. And if the characters don't have those qualities, nothing you say will be able to convince us otherwise. So now Kelly uses her newfound knowledge to wander around singing yet another song. You go, girl. Luckily, Alexa has had a change of heart and brings Justin back to her, and the two share the most awkward duet in the history of film before finally kissing. What do you mean it's still not over? It has to be. The two leads are together. There's absolutely no reason they could justify continuing this movie. Oh, they did they? Well, then that's sin number 10, the dance party ending. The effect of the dance party ending is entirely dependent on the quality of the film that came before it. In a good movie, it's an entertaining little coda that gives us one more smile before we leave the theater. In a bad movie, it's just a last desperate attempt to convince the audience it's having fun. And in a movie this terrible, well, it's just salt in the wound. It's also a last-ditch effort to wrap up all the plot threads, not that there's any surprises. Justin is with Kelly, Kaya is with Carlos, Eddie meets his internet date, who of course is a babe because there's no such thing as female geeks, and Brandon hooks up with the hot cop. And Alexa, well, she just decides she's happy being a tramp, I guess. And it's over. Finally. Please. Oh yes, thank you, dear Lord of Darkness. Roll the verdict! I don't think anyone expected From Justin to Kelly to be any good, even the people who made it. But it's still amazing how fucking awful it really is. There is not one single decent song, character, plot development, line of dialogue, or performance anywhere in it. It's at a level of badness that, mercifully, is rarely achieved in movies. Now, normally at this stage of the proceedings, I single out a few people who I consider most responsible for the movie's shortcomings and order their punishments. But as completely terrible as From Justin to Kelly is on every single level, I can only lay the blame in one place: the producers. You were the ones who roped Guarini and Clarkson into making this mess. You rushed the inane screenplay and lousy score into production. You knew it was terrible, and you released it anyway on the desperate hope that you could make some money off of it before word got out on how bad it was. You visited this misery upon the world, and the court of musical hell condemns you to suffer through the only thing that could possibly be worse than what you have done, from William to Rebecca. So let it be recorded. This session of the Infernal Court in musical hell is now adjourned.